Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is indeed the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So all my beautiful souls of the unicorn family, today's pick a card reading is a really special fun one. In today's predictions, we will be discussing your life 3 months from now. So any changes in your personal life, career, as well as love life are all going to be documented within these groups. And you guys also know that I'm the type of creator who likes to hang out in a comment section. I want to know what the unicorn family wants and needs. And in my last video, which was a soulmate prediction, I provided you with sounds for each one of the groups, and a beautiful member of the unicorn family named Maddieland brought to my attention that it would be beneficial to allow for a little bit more time when it comes to the clairaudient part of this prediction. So do know that when I introduce you to each one of these groups, I will give you enough time to listen into the corresponding sounds, because each one of these groups does not only carry an individual crystal, but for all of you who want to flex your clairaudient muscles or are just happy to have another factor to help you pick the right group for yourself, I have added a distinct sound to each individual group. So make sure that you listen to the names and sounds of all 4 groups really closely to help you intuitively pick the group that's right for you. So now, before I introduce you to the 4 groups that I have available for you today, I have an exciting announcement. Not only have I launched new super high quality jewelry styles that will go with any outfit, which contain crystals such as moonstone that can support you in your day-to-day life and your endeavors, but do you guys remember the journal that I've been frequently using at the beginning of my videos? Well, my beautiful unicorn family, I am proud to announce the official launch of my gratitude and mindfulness journey journals. These beautiful gratitude and mindfulness journals can be found on my website, bolife.com. I've been using mine on a daily basis for a few months now, and it has truly been the highlight of my day to just dedicate a few minutes to mindfulness and gratitude, and to be able to use such a beautiful journal that I designed from scratch, and that is a fantastic way to help track your mindfulness and gratitude journey, as I believe that each and every one of us are on our own individual gratitude and mindfulness journey. The journals are super high quality and they come in this beautiful white and black faux leather with stunning gold gilding and details. And what I also find a really neat detail that I added are these little storage pockets in the back of each journal. And these gratitude and mindfulness journey journals are super high quality. They ship worldwide. They're the ideal journal. It only takes 5 minutes a day for you to fill out. These make for an amazing gift to yourself or a loved one, especially if you're looking to invest in your mental health long term, because studies have found that keeping a gratitude journal is an effective and fun way to increase your happiness levels and self-confidence. This will help you feel more grounded, as well as in control of your life and your destiny. And another thing that's super fitting with this pick a card reading topic is that each one of these gratitude journals contains enough pages for you to be able to journal 2 pages every single day of the month for a total of 3 months without missing a day. And these journals can of course be dated however you would like to date them, which means that you have absolutely no time pressure, and if you fall off journaling, you can just jump right back in whenever you like, as this journal is completely timeless and will always serve you. So as already mentioned, the link to my new mindfulness and gratitude journey journal is down below in the description box. Make sure you don't miss out on adding this journal to your life. I promise this is going to enrich your experience, and if you invest 5 minutes in your gratitude journal every single day, you will be able to look back on your progress 3 months from now, and you will most likely be blown away by the progress that you've been able to make. But now, enough about the journals, let's get into your 3-month predictions. The 4 groups that I have prepared for you today are as follows. Group number 1 corresponds to the Howlite and the following sound. Group number 2 corresponds to the Azurite and the following sound. Group number 3 corresponds to the Rainbow Angel Aura Quartz Point and the following sound. And group number 4 corresponds to the Orange Calcite and the following sound. As usual, the timestamps to all 4 groups can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. So all that you need to do is click your timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to your reading. So I will be starting off your 3-month predictions with the first group, which corresponds to the Howlite. So if this is the crystal that you chose, then please continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your 3-month prediction. You chose the Howlite in order to help guide you. Let's do a quick close-up of the Howlite. This is the beautiful crystal that you chose. The Howlite is a crystal that brings mental clarity as well as peace and calm. I love its marble-esque physique and its entire energy as a whole. However, now let's move into your reading. So first up, we've got the number 18, as well as your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? These are questions that you're asking yourself within the next 3 months, and I can see that 3 months from now, you're focused on living your life with more purpose. You're focused on ensuring that your choices really do correspond with your beliefs and what you want to do in your life as a whole. So you're perpetuating this kind of belief system that every action has a consequence. Whether that is a positive consequence or an unwanted consequence, you know that whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you say, it will have some sort of effect on your life. And you want to ensure that all of your actions and everything that you're saying overall is in alignment with what you're trying to accomplish. Next up, we've got the number 13. Breathe. This moment matters most. How can you focus on the moment and appreciate all that is well? Being mindful and being in the moment is another important aspect of your life 3 months from now. So not only do you want to ensure that everything in your surrounding is conducive to your success and conducive to what's important for you in life, but I can definitely see here that you're reminding yourself that every moment is just as worthy and matters just as much as the next, and to not feel as though there are any moments that are more or less important than others, and living every single second of your life to its fullest. I can see here within the grapes that it's definitely a time for you to go out and have fun 3 months from now. So maybe also restrictions in your country are loosening up a lot more, and just overall, maybe the weather is changing and shifting in a way that makes you feel like going out more, where you're receiving more sunshine, more warmth, and you can spend more time going out and having fun and leading a life that you've always wanted to lead. I can see here within the caterpillar that things will not always be the way that they are now, so changes are coming. 3 months from now, you will find that a lot has changed in your life, group number 1, and you will also find that these changes were fairly unexpected. You absolutely did not think that your life would change in this fashion or this quickly, but 3 months from now, you will understand why a lot of times you felt as though you're hitting a wall, and a lot of times you felt as though something is coming but you don't quite know what it is. So when it comes to charms, we've got the arrow, we've got the Horus eye or eye of Horus, as well as this deer. So I do want you to know here in the arrow that you're definitely very driven, and within the eye of Horus, I can see here that this is coming from a place of seeing the big picture and a feeling as though there is a lot more you can accomplish that you maybe didn't even give yourself credit for at an earlier point in your life. The deer shows me that you're bringing a gentle touch to the picture, a gentle touch into your life. Actually, the deer could also be a stag, which shows leadership qualities. So you're determined to get to this next stage and phase of your life, which you know is an important milestone when it comes to your career and just for your personal accomplishments. And I do see here within the octopus that you vow to use your mind really wisely, but at the same time, I can also see here in the bird that you want to allow for your mind to be free. So you're not stifling your creativity or your ideas at all. It's very important for you to problem solve in a creative way and in a way that shows that you're open to any type of great innovation that may come to you. I see here within the sun, 3 months from now is going to be an elated time, a time of fun, a time of feeling as though your life is moving in the right direction, and just overall knowing that you've made good use of the last 3 months within your life. So 3 months from now, know that you're having more fun, you're going out more, and you also understand that because things are constantly changing, even living in the moment 3 months from now, it's not going to be the same in, say, 6 months or 9 months. That it's important for you to live the moment but not get attached to it. That's one thing I can see here within the Hanged Man group number 1. The Hanged Man shows me that you're not trying to get ahead of yourself or plan too far in advance. You definitely want to kind of enjoy whatever is going on for you. But at the same time, you also know that it's important to have kind of rough direction, if you will. But 3 months from now, you're definitely committed to simply enjoying the direction that life is going towards and not interfering too much, not allowing for any types of control issues to get in between you and the next steps that you're taking. The Temperance card shows me that you're stepping away from using any substances. So that could even be caffeine, it could be alcohol, it could be other types of synthetic substances. I do want you to know here within the Temperance card that this shows that you're doing some sort of detox, that you're taking a step away from anything that isn't good for your system. And with your system, I mean your body physically, but also your mental realm. And I do want you to know that you're quote unquote high on life 3 months from now. And if addiction is something that you've been struggling with, know that 3 months from now, you will find that things are getting a little bit more easy for you, and that just overall you have more control over your actions and over what you feel like you need in your life in order to be able to get up in the morning and get things done. Whether that be a cup of coffee or something else, you're no longer a slave to those things. As I see here in the Knight of Wands, that your ambition and your drive is really what pushes you forward. Group number 1, have you ever been so into a project and so into just an idea that it got you up in the morning? It woke you up early ahead of time. You were just excited to work on a project or kind of work towards the desired outcome that that project can lead you towards. That's what I see in the Knight of Wands. You're excited, you're ecstatic about the upcoming steps, and that is the main motivator for you to get out of bed every morning. The Justice card shows me here that 3 months from now, if there's any type of legal situation that you've been dealing with, you will definitely have your answer 3 months from now as to what direction that it's going in. And I do want you to also know here within the Justice card and the Hanged Man that you're most likely still going to have to wait for things to be finalized though. So you will have an answer or an idea of what's happening in legal proceedings, or if you sent in an application for a new job, or you applied to purchase a home, a vehicle, just something that has official documents attached to it. So you will know whether you were successful, whether you were triumphant, but you will have to wait in order to get into possession of said item or to actually have a case finalized and be able to fully move on and close the chapter in your life. The Hermit also shows me here that you're spending a lot of time indoors. So despite going out more than you have, you're also kind of spending a lot of time alone indoors. So when you are indoors, you're by yourself, and when you're going out, it's more of a social thing. As I see here in the Hermit, that you're spending a lot of time trying to make yourself better, trying to work on yourself. Group number 1. So 3 months from now is a time of serious personal development. You may also have some sort of a workout routine that you're trying to stick to, a diet plan, and you don't want anyone to come in between you and those plans. So you're making sure that you keep all temptations away and out of the house. If it's, for example, a diet plan, you're not bringing any unhealthy foods into your house. You're not bringing anyone into your house who may encourage you to fall back into unhealthy cycles, habits, and patterns. You're ensuring that your home or your space is just a temptation-free zone, so you can really focus on healing and on becoming the version of yourself that you know has the inner strength to say no to things that don't serve you. And that is exactly what I see here in the Fennel strength, the ability to say no, the ability to not feel as though somehow you owe it to someone to say yes just because they did you a favor or they did something nice for you. And group number 1, this is something that I think a lot of empaths have to learn. When someone does you a favor, whether that be picking you up from somewhere or buying you a coffee or just something small, something mundane, you don't always have to find a way to do something for them immediately or to give it back to them tenfold, to repay them for that favor or to feel as though you are indebted to that person. This is something that you would do for another person too, right? Group number 1, you are a natural empath. That is one thing that I'm getting from your reading. So you would be compassionate enough to help another human being out without feeling the need for them to reciprocate immediately or reciprocate at all. Because when you do something from the goodness of your own heart, you don't expect anything in return. And that's where I see here in the Fennel that you're growing the strength to also give yourself the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that, to also give yourself the ability to just receive without feeling like you have to immediately return the favor, and to remind yourself here that life isn't always about receiving and immediately trying to reimburse that favor back. Life is definitely also just about unconditional love. That is one thing that I see here within the tomato. I see that 3 months from now, unconditional love and just love in general is part of your life, and you're learning to deal with it, because especially if you feel self-conscious, it can be very hard to feel comfortable in a relationship or a friendship without second guessing why people are friends with you or why people are interested in you in this type of way. So do know here in the tomato that love being in your life is a positive sign when it comes to your growth. It's a positive sign when it comes to your confidence and your inner strength, because you're allowing for someone to be there and fully embrace you without second guessing why they're doing that. I see here within the apple, group number 1, that this relationship, this romantic love relationship, is meant to continue to grow. And I do want you to know here in the Knight of Wands being in your reading that this is also a sign that you have this strong fire sign energy surrounding you. In case you didn't know, the suit of wands is the suit that corresponds to the element of fire. Think Leo, think Sagittarius, think Aries energy. So these are the types of signs that are heavy in this person's birth chart. And I see here in the Knight of Wands that there is love there, and it is meant to kind of be in your life way beyond 3 months time, group number 1. So you've met a keeper, you've met someone with whom you're going to be with for quite a while. Next up, we've got the orange. In the orange, you're putting a lot of energy into this relationship, and this is maybe also why you're going out a lot, but at the same time, also in a way in hermit mode, because you're going out, meeting this person, spending time with them. But to a lot of other people, maybe friends or family, you're more in hermit mode because you're spending more time with this person in particular, group number 1. Okay, so yes, you are extroverted, you're going out, you're doing things, but at the same time, only with one person, and otherwise you're kind of staying to yourself a lot more. So that is where I can see the hermit, but also your purpose being personal expansion. Let's add a couple initials to this person just so we can identify them. We've got the letter E as well as C. So that is what I see here for the Knight of Wands. But let's move further into your reading, group number 1, so we can figure out more details about your life 3 months from now. So we've got the heart next up. In the heart, I can see love, deep affection, caring. We already spoke about that. So this is like an extra confirmation for you to know that 3 months from now, you have this soulmate or twin flame connection in your life. And it's definitely one that is meant to last. If you wonder who your soulmate is, in even more detail, I just posted a soulmate reading, a very in-depth one on my channel, where you can also figure out who your soulmate is, not only based on picking one of 5 groups, but also based on your soul number. And I explain how you can derive your soul number and figure out what your soul number is. So feel free to check that out on my channel, group number 1, just as a little extra tip if you're into love readings. But do know here that it's clear from your reading that 3 months from now, you are meant to have someone who deeply cares about you in your life, who you spend a lot of time with. I see here within the lily that this is a really spiritual love. And group number 1, this deck contains over 200 different cards. And for you to receive 2 cards that so deeply correspond to love, it's really quite rare. It's really very uncommon for this to happen. So I can definitely see a super deep connection, meeting someone with whom you can spend the rest of your life, and just overall a relationship with longevity that is filled with mutual respect, that is filled with the type of love that you usually only see within movies. I can see here within the yoke that you're definitely feeling as though you're tied down with this person. You're definitely feeling as though this is a place where you want to reside. But the yoke is another symbol of also some people feeling maybe frustrated. Having that here with the hermit shows me that neglecting friends and family is not a good idea 3 months from now, even if you're super deeply in love or you've regained a spark in a marriage or relationship. Make it a priority to still spend time with people who were there prior to this relationship, just in order to keep the peace. Next, we've got the rose. Romance is in the air. This couldn't be any more clear, group number 1. I don't even know what to tell you, but here within the rose, we've got romantic energy. We've got more love. And the thing is, like, when I say I don't know what to tell you, I don't know how to explain this other than the universe speaking directly to you through your reading. And let me show you why without shuffling. Let's just go through these cards a little bit. And by the way, leave a red rose emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you chose and you're still here. So we've got the target, we've got the tower, we've got the wedge, we've got the axe, we've got the dog, the star, the dragon, the kangaroo. Oh, okay. The kangaroo. We have the fair woman, the angel, the basket, the quill, the clouds, the club, the key, the unicorn, the vase. I mean, there isn't really much here that has to do with love, as you can see. And I just wanted to show this to you just to ensure that you understand how important it is for you to have received all of these love-related cards, all of this love-related stuff within your reading. I can see here within the clouds, which popped right out of your pile, that there will be some temporary problems 3 months from now. And I do want you to understand here with the temporary problems that we have yet to figure out more details about it, but it's temporary, so don't overthink it. We've got the cracked up card. So some sort of dissatisfaction is what I see 3 months from now. And we were talking about friends, family, and them maybe not agreeing with how you're leading your life or how you are engaging in this romantic relationship and in this love affair. So that's where you have to tread lightly, because on one hand, live your life, group number 1, and ensure that you're happy and you're enjoying this infatuation and this romantic time within your life 3 months from now. But also, on the other hand, make sure that you don't forget about the people who were there for you when you were not deeply and wildly in love. I can see here within the waning gibbous 6 that really the universe just wants you to be wise about your decision making. The universe just wants you to be smart, to be mature, and to be able to enjoy the best of both worlds without ruining one or sacrificing one or feeling as though you're putting someone before the other person, and realizing here that you have the key. It's completely up to you. I see that in the waxing crescent 1, coming to the realization that you decide who you spend time with. You decide just how your life, your love life, and your private life is set up, and you're able to have it all. It seems sometimes as though it's impossible to actually be successful in this balancing act between love, a career, a personal life filled with friends and family, but you've got this, group number 1. You have all the answers that you need within. It's just important for you to make sure here in the Temperance card that you don't just let lust get the best of you. Then we've got the Waxing Crescent 2. In the Waxing Crescent 2, know here that acceptance around you is growing. So if you're, for example, a person of color, or you're just overall an individual that stands out, maybe you are interested in someone of the same sex, or you're, for example, not able-bodied. I mean, there's so many different things that can make you different. These are just examples, but I see here in the Waxing Crescent 2 that there's a lot of more people surrounding you who are open-minded, who are forward-thinking, and you're feeling the love and the acceptance in the world more than you have before. And this could also have to do with the fact that your love life is just going so amazingly well. So you're seeing everything a little bit through rose-colored lenses or glasses. But I do want you to also know here in the Waxing Gibbous 1 that your discernment is important, and that's a muscle you are still meant to flex. Be assertive, discern between spending a good amount of time just enjoying life, but also spending a lot of time making sure that you keep established relationships intact, and that you remind your loved ones that you're still here and the love is still there, because sometimes people just need that extra comfort and confirmation and that extra reassurance about where they stand within your life. But do know here that 3 months from now, there aren't any significant issues or anything like that that are present yet. It's just that if you don't pay attention to properly balancing these different areas of your life, it may later down the line lead to some issues, or lead to some arguments, if you will, lead to some relationships that are falling apart. So in order to stop that from happening, to prevent that, make sure that you take everything we spoke about into account, group number 1. Take all of these little bits of wisdom and information that your angels and the universe had for you within this reading into account. Bring it with you on your journey, but most importantly, just live your best life. Enjoy yourself, group number 1. You have great things coming for you 3 months from now, and a great love and infatuation, just feeling head over heels in love. This is something that you definitely need to document. Take photos, write in a journal, and enjoy this really precious time in your life. Thank you so much for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Azurite in order to help guide you. Let's do a quick close-up of the stone just so you can get acquainted with its energy and vibration. This is the beautiful royal blue Azurite. This was used in ancient times as a type of color, if you will, in order to create paintings, but also decorate your face and your appearance, such as using body paint and makeup. People used to crush up this stone because it is so pigmented, and use it as a means to color things. Let's move into your reading so we can figure out what's coming for you 3 months from now. First up, we've got the number 19, eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things you are not. How can you reclaim your power? So group number 2, I can see that 3 months from now, you're definitely eliminating anything that's keeping you from the path that's important to you. So eliminating distractions, think toxic family, toxic lovers, and I can see here that you are not going to allow for anyone around you who is shining a light on something that you don't identify as. You're not allowing for people around you who are not taking your needs very seriously, or seriously at all, as I can see here within the Azurite as well, that you're confident in yourself, and you only want people around you who are just as confident in you as you are in yourself. So in eliminating distractions, you're getting rid of drama, you're getting rid of anyone who doesn't really align with your path. And here with the number 12, I can see that your true tribe can't show up until you do, and you're thinking about how you can show more of the real you, and you're realizing that the first thing you need to do is cut out or cut off people who don't let you feel like you can just be yourself, who don't allow you to feel safe opening up and being clumsy or quirky or different, or just overall stand out in a way that you would like to stand out. I can see here within the turkey that 3 months from now, you will realize that there is someone who has been behaving in a childish manner for a very long time, and you're finally going to confront them, and you're finally going to not allow them to just shine a light on things that you are not. So think a family member that constantly points out how your body looks like in a way that is unflattering, or a friend that constantly asks you, well, aren't your dreams too big? Are you really sure you can do this? Maybe even a parent that's low-key kind of jealous about your accomplishments and the things that you're doing, that just constantly tries to plant these little seeds of doubt in your mind without actually saying that that's what they're doing, but you can just feel it, group number 2. And eliminating this is definitely an obstacle that you're going to overcome. That's what I see here within the hills. It's not going to be the last obstacle, of course, but know that 3 months from now, things are going to feel a lot more fresh and easy, and just overall life is going to have new vigor as well as energy that it brings with it, because you've gotten rid of some energy vampires that just overall didn't really bring anything to your situation. I can see here in the nest that instead you're replacing relationships that don't make you feel safe with emotionally secure and loving family, chosen family, family that you feel truly has your back. It doesn't have to be blood. The most important thing is just the fact that they are positive. They're there for your wins, and they are your cheerleaders. And here within the boot, I can see you increasing your efforts in order to achieve your goals. So you understand that you can't just work really hard. You also have to make sure that the people that you surround yourself with and the people who you spend the most time with are actually people who are not complaining, who aren't just happy with doing the bare minimum. You want to be around other people who have ambition, who have drive, because you know that that will inspire you to do the same. You know that that is something that will inspire you to go after your dreams and your aspirations. So you're spending as much time as you possibly can ensuring that everything that surrounds you and everyone that surrounds you is in alignment with your goals. And that, of course, means letting go of some people and bringing new people on board who are in the exact same spot as you are. Next up, we've got the number 1. The number 1 is actually a number of leadership. Know here in the number 1 that the message is that you create your own reality. What you want wants you to, and it's all about what you want to experience. Choosing what you want out of life, what you want to say you have crossed off of your bucket list, and then simply knowing that you can go after it and that you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. To know that you create your own identity and you are not your parents, you are not your surroundings. You are you, and you can change your surroundings anytime, and you can distance yourself from parents or family that's holding you back if that's what you need to do, and go on to lead a life that fulfills you rather than living in a shadow or living in a space that you know doesn't fully embrace you. You're going where you're celebrated, group number 2. Next up, we've got the number 13, which is all about breathing and understanding that this very moment matters most, and asking yourself how you can focus on the moment and appreciating everything that's going well for you. And just as this very moment right now matters most right now, group number 2, the very moment that you'll be experiencing 3 months from now is also what will matter the most at that point in time. And you're understanding here that it's important for you to make the most out of every moment. So if you're not doing what you love, you're recharging, or you're watching videos such as this one on YouTube that make you feel good, that make you feel as though you can do anything, and that also help you understand more about how you can accomplish your goals by looking at areas in which you could improve. So self-development is a big thing that you're finding more and more that it has a ripple effect. Self-development is not an overnight thing. It is a constant endeavor, and you're finding that the more you make it a habit, the more you will actually see positive changes in the long run that accumulate and that exponentially grow and expand into your life. In the Kite, I see 3 months from now, you are booking a vacation, you're going on a little trip, enjoying a little getaway that you didn't expect to be able to do. And I do want you to know here within the Kite and the hills that any type of obstacle that you may have had with going on a vacation, those obstacles are going to be removed. So if money was tight, know that 3 months from now you will find a way, or you will find means to still take a nice vacation. If you didn't know whether you'd have the time, you will make sure that you follow a routine or a schedule that will free up enough time for you to take some time away, take some time out. The Three of Cups shows me that you're having a good time. This vacation is just what you needed, and you will spend it with loved ones, with people who you can celebrate with, who are like-minded, and who have also been working more than they'd like to admit. The Magician shows me that you are planning this getaway. You are definitely the type of person who is the mom of the group, the friend who is more of the organizer, who is more of the mature one, the person who thinks of things that other people don't even realize are important. So do know here within the Magician that you need breaks too, group number 2, and you can't always be the one looking out for everyone else without ever taking some time to recuperate and recharge, and sometimes also be the one who can just lean back, relax, and enjoy. Do know here within the fact that we had your true tribe not showing up until you do, that the more that you remove yourself from people who just don't resemble your vibe or your tribe, the more you know that you're getting closer to finding that perfect group or circle of people who you can count on. I see here within the Eight of Swords that fear and nightmares and just overall overthinking whether you've made the right choice to distance yourself from complainers or people who are very negative is something that you're constantly thinking about, especially if they're close family, and especially if you didn't notice that they were kind of not as nice to you as they should have been, because that was just the norm. I see here within the Eight of Swords that this is something that you're going to have to learn to deal with, and you're going to have to learn to remind yourself of your birthright, which is to be happy, to have your needs met, and to be able to uphold boundaries. And you intuitively know that. I can see here within the Moon that nobody really needs to tell you what's right and what's wrong in relationships. You intuitively and instinctively know it, but it's all about whether you actually let yourself live these truths. Just as if you've always had the feeling that one of your parents or a friend, a sibling, is kind of not as on your side as they should be, or is kind of low-key jealous, but people don't really talk about it, right? Because close friends or siblings or parents, they are supposed to be, or how should I say, society has conditioned us to feel as though they could never want anything but good for us, but that is not always the case. And this is definitely something that I see here in the Moon, that you can instinctively feel you have to discern for yourself, and you need to decide what is healthy for you. So vow to do that, group number 2. Leave a little moon emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you not only chose group number 2, but you're also ensuring that you take good care of yourself emotionally, and that you don't feel like you have to cave to people just because they're friends, their family, or they're in a position of authority. That doesn't give anybody the right to mistreat you, group number 2. Next up, we've got illumination. In illumination, I can see that you're shining a light on everything that you were too afraid to look at in the past, and you're shining a light of truth on the people who you know have not treated you in a manner that is right. And I see that you're very passionate about this new advocacy that you have for yourself, about this newfound strength and this newfound compassion for yourself to make things right with yourself and to not put other people's feelings and needs before your own. I see here within growth that personal expansion and growth is the result of you taking the time to validate your own feelings, your own experiences, and be unafraid to set those boundaries 3 months from now. And I can see that the result is happiness. You're feeling as though you're doing the right thing, and 3 months from now, you understand more about yourself than you have in the past, of course, because there has been a lot of growth that's happened. You're not confused at all, quite the contrary. You know exactly where you're going in your friendships, your connections, and your relationships. And I see that your vacation is just going to make that even more clear, because you're spending time with those types of people who have amazing energy, who you know always bring a positive attitude to the table. And those are the type of people rubbing off on you positively, and the type of people who you are going to keep around you a lot more, and that will attract more like-minded human beings, more people who bring positive things to the table. Know here within the Pansy that attraction and like attracting like, that is just a law, a universal law of nature, and this is definitely something that is proven and that people are starting to find more and more scientific evidence of. So do know here within the Pansy that you really do attract your thoughts and your emotions. So keep them in a place where you know you're attracting things that you want, because just as much as you can attract positivity if you remain in a mindset of seeing the glass as half full, you can attract negativity if you communicate that you constantly see the glass as half empty. So your mindset and your attitude is really your greatest asset, or it can of course also be your greatest downfall. So in the P, know that communication and the way that you communicate to the universe, the way that you communicate your feelings, that is an important part of your life that needs optimization and that yearns for you to pay close attention to it. The chives show me that divination is an important part of your life 3 months from now, and you will be into divination a lot more than you ever have been in the past. So watching more pick a card reading videos, maybe also getting your own tarot and oracle cards, and overall being in a space where you understand what divination can do for you in a positive sense and making your life feel more productive. That's what I see here in the Kent pumpkin. So rather than feeling as though you need a very specific outcome of divination, like for example, laying tarot cards or listening into readings and knowing exactly what your future holds, that is not what your goal is. Your goal really is just to find something that supports you, find something that makes you feel more motivated and productive, and that illuminates areas of your life in which you can do better, and illuminates areas of your life that you can also just feel proud of, that you can give yourself a pat on the back for, a well-deserved one, group number 2. So this is the reading that I received for you based on the Azurite, which is the crystal that you chose. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you made it all the way to the end of this video. We clearly vibe with one another and you belong in the unicorn fam. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 3. And welcome to your reading. You chose the Rainbow Angel Aura Electroplated Quartz Point. What a name for this beautiful crystal, isn't it, group number 3? So this is the crystal that you chose to help guide you for the next 3 months. Let's figure out exactly what messages that this crystal brings along with it. First up, we've got nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? So understand here, group number 3, that anything that you build for yourself that is real, that is based on passion, love, as well as you putting your all into it, it can't be threatened. It can't be changed in a negative way. If you are absolutely into your job, your professional life, or a relationship that means being 100% convinced by your own ideas, be it for your career or relationships, be it a creative venture, do know that that is what you need in order to succeed, because nothing that you've put your time and your heart into can truly be threatened, because even if it were to go wrong, you would be able to rebuild. But you're most likely overthinking things. And I can see that within 3 months from now, you will come to this understanding that as long as it's real to you and it matters to you and you put your all into it, it's definitely going to work out in your favor. I can see here in the number 11, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? So feeling as though everything is a reflection 3 months from now, and also understanding that the things that you dislike most about others or just overall situations in life and on this planet are sometimes reflections of things that you don't like in yourself. It can be difficult to come to terms with that, but at the same time, I see a lot of maturity. We've got the master number 11 here, which shows that you're gaining a lot of insight into your higher self, and you're understanding that simply being real about the things that are maybe not that great about your life is definitely going to push you forward in the most amazing way. As I do see here within the rocking horse, that rather than feeling as though you have to take everything so seriously, you understand that already as a child, you were more mature than most. You were maybe always called the old soul or the kid that has grown up way too quickly. Maybe you had to out of necessity. People may have not understood that, but you knew you had to out of necessity and there was no other way. It wasn't really your choice. And I do see here within everything being a reflection that rather than taking things personally or feeling attacked, you're actually a very reflective type of person. You're the type of person who isn't afraid to grab the bull by the horns. And that's one thing that I see here within your charm. You're unafraid to make changes if changes are necessary or will serve you. And you're unafraid to look at yourself from a critical viewpoint. Sometimes that can even be a little too critical. I see here within the bird that you know that discipline, as well as being real with yourself about shortcomings or about things that you can improve on, that is actually freedom. Because the more you're unafraid to embrace sides of yourself that you're maybe not super happy with, the more you will find that success actually flocks towards you, because you are an inviting energetic vibration to pair up with success, because you're always open to possibilities, which also means being open to the possibility of being wrong. I can see here within the candle that you will be shown the way 3 months from now. If right now you're feeling lost, group number 3, I want you to understand that within 3 months' time, you will find that it's almost like the path before you is being illuminated. You know exactly where to go next, or what move you need to move towards next in your career and professional life and personal life, and it's all about just going after it. And a great way to describe it is just being in your flow in areas of your life. For example, for me, group number 3, right now I'm in my flow because I know what I want to do next in my business and in my personal life. And I feel as though the candle has been lit for me a couple months ago, because now I understand exactly what comes next in my path, and all I need to do is work hard and continue to exert discipline. Next up, we've got the teapot. In the teapot, I can see a deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So someone who you're not necessarily interested, I mean, you may be interested in them romantically, but this is more about friendship. That's what I see here within the teapot. And I see here in connectivity to the candle that this is someone who is very real, honest, and upfront. They will never lie to you or say something to you just to comfort you. And I do want you to understand here in the vine, which is all about seeking out information that will help you, that this is exactly what this friendship is here for. They will tell you the things that nobody else has the guts to tell you. They will be real. They will give you information that serves you, but that isn't always easy to digest. And I see here in the teapot and the vine that they are the type of friend with whom you can basically investigate anything with whom you will always get to the bottom of situations. So no matter whether it is a mystery about another person, or you're asking yourself what's going on in a romantic relationship or at work with a coworker or your boss, the vine and the teapot shows me an amazing duo with you and a friend, and that friend helping you figure out all of the truths that need to be uncovered or that made you feel insecure at some point in your life. The Nine of Pentacles shows me that they're also unafraid to break into someone's phone or hack someone's system, or just overall go the extra mile to figure out the truth. I see in the Nine of Pentacles that this is a friendship and a relationship where you know that you've got a partner for life, a partner in crime, and you know that it's all kind of fun and games, but when it really matters, they're still there for you, and they are the type of person who will go the extra mile to protect you, especially romantically speaking. That's what I see here in the Two of Cups. But the Two of Cups is also a card that speaks of romantic fulfillment and romantically being in a place where there is a healthy relationship there. And if any doubts crept into that relationship, know here in the teapot and the vine that your friend is going to help you get to the bottom of things, and also encourage you to find out what's going on in romantic relationships around you, whether that be with your parents, close friends, your own relationship. They are not going to meddle in another person's relationship or encourage you to, for example, check people's emails or messages, even though you know that would be going behind their back. But they're definitely encouraging you to have all the important conversations and discussions that you need to have. This is a friend who has your back, who doesn't want you to be kind of strung along, and who doesn't want you to remain in a position of not really knowing what's next. Next, within the Page of Pentacles, I can see a more distinct nature of who this friend is, more distinct information. So here we have Earth sign energy, as the suit of Pentacles corresponds to the element of Earth. Think to yourself a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn friend, someone who is younger than you, either emotionally, spiritually, or biologically. And the Page of Pentacles also shows me here that they just started a new job, they just started a new career, so they're spending their free time with you, and they're also kind of still in competition at their job as they're trying to secure their place, and they're trying to make sure that they solidify their spot so that they can continue to earn a living and have an income. Do also know here in the Five of Wands as well as the Two of Cups that there are some people who are fighting to wedge their way in between you and a lover. So people who are either interested in you or someone who you have deep romantic feelings for. And this is something that can frequently happen in a lifetime, that you're in a relationship and there are people who are either interested in you or your partner. They may actually not even know about you or your partner being in a relationship. Like, for example, group number 3, going out and having someone chat you up or try to get your number, not knowing that you are in a committed relationship. That's one thing that I see here in the Five of Wands, but it's not something to take too seriously, as I can see here within the Waning Crescent 5, that peace is a big part of your frame of mind 3 months from now. Do know here within the Waning Crescent 5 that being in a place where you feel centered and grounded and at peace is serving you in every area of your life. And I see here within the Waning Crescent 3 that it actually also shows how much growth and maturing that you've done. Even though you're already an old soul and you're already really mature, that is one of the things actually that makes you so mature, that you never feel as though you've already learned, seen, or done everything. You always feel as though there's more that you can improve on or more that you can learn within this lifetime. And that is where I see in the Waxing Crescent 3 and the Waning Crescent 5 that you are at peace and at ease, because you know you're doing your job of continuing to learn and grow, and you just overall feel as though that area of your life, self-development as a whole, is in a place where you're doing the right thing. Here within the Chili, we've got stimulation, we've got a little bit of heat, and we spoke about that in the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands, and someone chatting you up, someone being flirty with you and trying to see if being in a physical or sexual relationship with you is actually in the cards and is actually something that is feasible. So the cauliflower actually shows me here that there is a transition that will have to take place. So either you rejecting them and telling them, hey, we need to transition you from potential romantic interest to friend zone, because for me, you are not a romantic interest, or maybe you actually do find that this is something you'd like to see through. We're not judging here on this channel. Group number 3, if you're interested in bringing another party into your life, or romantically speaking, even though you already have a romantic interest that you're spending time with, that is up to you. Not everybody wants to settle or put all of their eggs into one basket, and that is your right, group number 3, and that is not something that you should feel ashamed of or feel pressured into just because society wants to make that the norm. Everyone has different preferences of how they want to experience love and romantic life and just overall romance. I see here within isolation that 3 months from now, you will find that a lot of growth is happening when you're alone. You're not really growing very much around other people. So you may actually spend a lot less time around other people, a lot less time around people who don't 100% inspire you, as you also find that with a lot of growth, you need much rest. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you're growing, changing, evolving, that takes a toll on you mentally and physically. So you will need time to recuperate and relax. But do also know here within passion that you're finding new areas of your life that you're more passionate about than you ever expected. And I see that this is coming towards you in your career. The 9 of Pentacles shows me that you're actually in a great spot career-wise and financially speaking, but you also have new ideas. So while you're satisfied with where you're at, you have innovative new thoughts within you of maybe starting an extra business, maybe starting an extra leg of a business that already exists, an extra kind of space and field. And the cauliflower shows me that you're slowly but surely transitioning into more passions that you have actually also being something that is a career and that has a foothold in your professional life. So just as, for example, group 3, I have always been passionate about stones and crystals. I also made that a part of my business, and that's why I created Bow Life, because I knew that I was passionate about creating things such as crystal jewelry or creating tarot decks, which is why I then transitioned what was my main squeeze, my main career choice, to having more things that I'm passionate about, so I can just feel even more like I'm doing the right thing and like work isn't in fact work, but it's actually fun too. Next up, we've got the anxiety card. So I can definitely see that with this transition will come a bit of stress and anxiety, because before you know that something works, you simply don't know. It's simply something that can cause some tension internally. But take it from me, take it from someone who's done it, group number 3, who has turned a passion into a career, who has turned something that they just love into a profession. You can do it, and of course it won't be easy. You'll have to work 10 times harder than if you go the conventional route, and you'll have to be creative and innovative, but you can. If I can do it, then so can you, group number 3. But one of the most important things is for you to believe in yourself, and is for you to take the bull by the horns, figuratively and literally, okay, to do as much as you can, to put in discipline, work, and effort, and to ensure that you remain at peace, knowing that you'll never know if anything will work out in life, but that doesn't mean that you can't put your best foot forward and keep a positive outlook and attitude. So group 3, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little candle emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of your reading. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your 3-month prediction. You chose the orange calcite to help guide you towards what's coming in your life 3 months from now and discovering exactly what that is. The orange calcite is a revitalizing, re-energizing type of crystal. I absolutely love keeping this crystal in an area where I work out, or I frequently come in from being outside just to keep that high energy going. Let's move into your reading now though. We've got the number 9 as well as expressing yourself creatively and starting something new. So 3 months from now, you're going to be able to express yourself creatively in a new way, and you're starting something that you've never tried before. So that could be making music, that could be sewing, that could be painting, it could be poetry, just some form of art that you're not familiar with. And I see here within the number 10 that we've got this out of the woods card. You've made it through. So there is this newness that's coming through, not only in a creative plane, but I can just see overall it feels as though you've made it through the woods. You've made it through a very dark place that was very crowded, where you didn't know how quickly you would be able to get through, but you've made it. 3 months from now, you feel as though you're at a point where you have overview over your life, over your career, and you've made it through a dark time where you felt encroached on. So everything's going to feel more light and more easy to figure out 3 months from now, whereas now maybe you're still in a state of feeling a bit more confused. I see here within the pink rose that you're super grateful for your struggles though, group number 4, because you're the type of person who firmly believes that everything has a meaning and everything forms you, everything shapes you into the person that you've become. So even if you've been through hell and back, and you've been through difficult life experiences, and you've made it through the woods 3 months from now, you are thankful for that phase in the dark in the woods to begin with, because you understand that that is what brought the strength out of you in the first place, and that you were taught some invaluable lessons that no book or no speech could have shown you. We've got the sorrel. So in the sorrel, I see affection coming your way. I can see here that 3 months from now, you're also going to be grateful to have someone in your life who is showing you deep affection. This could be physical and romantic affection, or platonic one. Let's see what it is. We've got the grape as well as the pea. So I definitely see more platonic affection. So maybe getting really close to a friend, or getting back in contact with someone who you've been estranged from. This could of course be family, but also, as already mentioned, chosen family as in a friend or a lover. I see here in the grape that 3 months from now you will find that you're talking to other people abundantly in an affectionate way. You feel like you can let your guard down a lot more, which definitely shows here that you've gone through a lot of growth and that you don't feel like you're in such a vulnerable state any longer. And also expressing yourself creatively, having some sort of creative outlet, is helping you to do so. It's helping you to not feel as though you need to hide your emotions, but instead you can freely express them. Let's add some charms into your reading as well. So we've got the peacock. In the peacock, I can see you fully embracing yourself and being unafraid to be the star of the show, being unafraid of anyone feeling like you're taking up too much space. You're here to take the space up. Group number 4, you're unafraid to be yourself and to be unapologetic. And I do see here within the leaf that you're not only turning a new leaf, as in making it through darkness, but you're also turning a new leaf when it comes to your own confidence. And you're feeling more grateful for parts of yourself and your body that you were maybe otherwise feeling self-conscious of. And rather than feeling like your nose is not shaped the way you would like it to be shaped, or your body isn't looking the way that you feel comfortable in, you're actually feeling more grateful for it than ever before, and understanding that this is the only body you get. You might as well anchor yourself in love. That's one thing that I see here within the anchor. We've got a plane as well as a bird. So traveling, flying to somewhere 3 months from now, I can see that you have the freedom to do so. And I can definitely also see that you feel more freedom within to express yourself, to live your best life, and to not feel self-conscious about your body, because what's the point, right? There's literally no point in feeling self-conscious about your body, because it doesn't serve anybody in any way, shape, or form. Here within the sweetness card, oh, and by the way, group number 4, I just love how we have the sun peeking in your reading. The sweetness card shows me here that you're being a lot kinder to yourself than you've ever been in the past, and making it through a really dark and tough time has just shown you that you don't need to be kind of calloused, if you will. You don't have to be rough on yourself just in order to show resilience or in order to be strong. You can be the sweetest, kindest person and still also the strongest soul in this world. You don't have to choose one or the other or feel as though you constantly need to exert this air of being tough. That actually just causes more pain than anything else when you're actually meant to be more on the sweet side. And group number 4, if you grew up in a household in which showing emotions and feelings was kind of weird, or it felt awkward to do so, it felt awkward to express love or emotions really freely, I can definitely see that that pain is something that 3 months from now will be resurfacing, and that you will want to replace what you grew up with, what you grew up to know, with sweetness and tenderness, and to not continue to perpetuate these emotions of feeling like it's bad to express your feelings. You don't want to continue the generational curse of hiding your emotions or not expressing them as freely as you would really like to and as would actually serve you. I see with an abundance that 3 months from now, you have more financial means ready for you to use. You have more assets available, but with that also, of course, comes temptation to spend it and temptation to use it for something that you don't actually need. So make sure that you don't mistake sweetness and being tender with yourself with just consumerism and buying things in order to fill a void or fill some sort of gap. Know that you need balance. Group number 4. It's all about, of course, treating yourself at times, but also understanding that there's a fine line between simply making yourself feel numb or making yourself feel better about something by spending money or by buying something, some sort of external experience, and actually feeling fulfilled on the inside without needing that. Sometimes that line can be very blurry, especially if you've been in relationships where people patch things up just by giving you money or giving you gifts or something like that. You can sometimes mistake love for something that can be bought, or that can kind of be given affection, that can be given in the form of buying you a meal or getting you a little trinket. I see here within the handshake that a meeting with a stranger is going to prove to be really important 3 months from now. So that stranger could be a future boss, a business partner. It could also be a future lover, just person who will be meaningful within your life. And they're someone who is showing you that balance between treating yourself, between also giving other people nice things and treats, but reminding yourself that true inner peace and true abundance and happiness starts within. But your life is filled with a lot of abundance 3 months from now, group 4. We've had the grape as well as the abundance card show up, which is basically the same card with the same meaning from 2 completely different decks. So chances of that happening are really low, which shows that this is like a confirmation from the universe not to worry about whether your life will be or feel abundant or not. You have the abundance that you need. You're grateful for it, but at the same time, make sure that you don't confuse having a lot of financial means or a lot of abundance for love or for inner peace, because if it's stripped away, you want to make sure that you would be just as happy as when you're in a situation of abundance, because that could happen at any moment, right? Nothing is really promised forever, and nothing is eternal. Nothing lasts for an eternity. I see here within the turkey that someone around you is behaving in a way that isn't really serving you 3 months from now. And I can see here that maybe this meeting with a stranger is actually a meeting where you feel like you've had an angel invited into your life. So think of going somewhere and someone behaving in a way that is mean towards you in public. So if you're, for example, paying for something and the person behind the counter is really rude, or you're simply trying to go to your car or catch a public transit and someone you feel is like following you or looking at you really strangely, you have a stranger who is actually looking out for you, almost like an angel in disguise, who is there to protect you and who is there to give you support. Okay, so in a situation of someone being rude to you, they are not just going to stand there and watch that happen. You have a stranger that's standing up for you. If you feel watched by another person, the stranger is going to make sure that they observe the situation so you get home safely, get to your vehicle safely. And I can see here that you're actually going to end up talking to them. So in a grocery store or just overall in a shop, if you feel like you're being treated unfairly, the stranger is going to see it. They're going to stand up for you and speak up for you, and you're going to actually have a really pleasant conversation with them after that first not very nice encounter, if you will. I see here in the haystack that karma is going to definitely serve whatever it needs to serve. So don't feel like you have to get back at someone, or like if you have been caused some sort of pain by another person, that it is your job to ensure that karma is served. The universe will do its thing, and know that the sweetest thing really in situations where you have been treated wrongly is to just let karma do its own thing, to not even get your hands dirty, to not even bring yourself onto the same energetic plane as someone who did something to you that they really shouldn't have, and just to allow for karma to do its work, because trust me, they will feel the repercussions sooner rather than later. I see here within the crib, we've got a birth or a conception of a child or an enterprise. Keep in mind, this says or an enterprise, group number 4. This doesn't mean that a conception of a child has to happen for you, but of course, chances are looking up 3 months from now. But the conception of an enterprise is very similar, because when you have a business or an enterprise that you have started from the ground up, and trust me, I know what that's like, Bow Life and just being a YouTuber, it hasn't been easy. It's like a full-time job, almost like a parent. It's like a child. You nurture it, you love it, you put your heart and soul into it. And I see that 3 months from now for you, group number 4, you're feeling the same thing. So drop a little heart emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you chose and that you've made it to this point, and you understand that this birth or conception doesn't just have to be of a child. It can of course also be of an enterprise and a business. I see here within the Temperance card that you need to make sure you don't get too overly excited, or that you don't think too far ahead. So don't count your chickens before they've hatched, so to say, group number 4. Know here in abundance that yes, you have more than you need present for you, but when you have a business idea, or there's something that you feel is going to bring you a lot of money or a lot of financial freedom and wealth, don't already think of how you're going to spend your money before you have it in your account. That is a fatal mistake that a lot of people make, that actually ends up kind of keeping wealth away from them, because they're too concerned with what they're going to do if the wealth occurs, rather than actually first getting it. I see here within the Ace of Wands that you're a very innovative type of person, and 3 months from now, you're going to see an idea of yours come to life. As we spoke about here in you starting something new and expressing yourself creatively, the Ace of Wands further confirms that. It is the first card in the minor arcana of the suit of wands, which shows here that it is a time for new beginnings. It is a time for you doing some new things that you feel passionate about. The Empress shows me more about that conception, more about that fertility as well, fertility in ideas, or literal fertility when it comes to conception of a child. But having these cards within your reading, and the P also shows me that someone is going to most likely call you up or text you and tell you that they are expecting a baby, that they are pregnant, or that they're adding to their family in some way, shape, or form. So news of a pregnancy that is affecting you in a way is going to hit you 3 months from now. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be like a close friend, affiliate, or family member. It could just also be a celebrity or an author, just someone who you feel really closely connected to energetically, expecting a child or bringing a child into their life. Next up, we've got the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles here shows me that you will have to frequently choose between fun and work, because you have so many different projects going on 3 months from now. now, it is very easy for you to end up spreading yourself thin and regretting that, group number 4. So make sure that you take good care of yourself in an emotional sense, that you don't feel like you're constantly having to kind of do the splits between having fun but also being successful. Try to unify the both, and also, if you can, bring people along with you on your journey when it comes to your career. If you, for example, want to work on starting a new business, rather than saying, no, today is business day and not a fun day with a friend or a family member, if that person wants to do the same thing, why not spend time together working on your business? You can set yourself up with snacks, you can set yourself up with some tea, some nice beverages, and just work on it all night or all afternoon. Go to a library together, do research with one another, listen to podcasts. I see here within the blue moon that something very unexpected is coming towards you 3 months from now, something very unexpected in your career, a career opportunity, and it is a really sweet one. And I also do want you to know here in the haystack that it's like finding the needle in a haystack. It's a very rare opportunity career-wise. So think just like I experienced, group number 4, being able to be a YouTuber or an entrepreneur at a young age. You will have a very rare work opportunity that really suits you, that is like the birth of a new part of your life. So if you are really into, for example, corporate life and the corporate job, think a job opportunity where a headhunter finds you and thinks that you are the most amazing fit for a job that will change your life for the better. But of course, if you're also dreaming of having your own establishment, your own family, or your own business, this is an opportunity that you have coming towards you. Next up, we've got the Waxing Crescent 2. In the Waxing Crescent 2, know here, group 4, that you will be accepted into a new space where there are people who you can connect with that you've never connected with before. So if you're an entrepreneur, being able to meet other entrepreneurs. If you are in the workforce, in the work world, and you just love your corporate world, but at the same time, you can't wait to connect with new people with whom you can spearhead new projects. This is coming 3 months from now. You will be making fresh connections, and you will also definitely find that having a creative outlet in your spare time that doesn't necessarily have to morph into anything that makes money, that is no pressure and stress-free, really brings you the balance that you need. And that's also one of the things that gets you through a deep and dark time. If you're feeling depressed right now, group number 3, know that this reading is the hope, it is the light at the end of the tunnel that you needed, as it definitely shows that 3 months from now, life is going to be a lot sweeter for you. Life is going to feel a lot more airy, a lot more lighthearted, and like where you needed it to be in the first place. So group 4, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you've made it all the way to the end and you're not subscribed to my channel, group number 4, we clearly vibe with one another, so make sure you hit that subscribe button before you move on to the next video. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions.